Hey everybody, I'm Joanna.
And I'm Kyle.
We're here, this was our last class that we did at the BTOO Open, which was our patterns class, and we played around with some hip catches and some slingshots.
Right, so starting it off, we talked about the leaders sort of seeking stretch early through a pattern. So in a basic underarm pass, right, you have 6 counts to go through this. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Right, so it's the same general motion. The difference is that now I, as a leader, perform a cutoff. So going 1, 2 stays about the same, but 3 now goes towards where the follower was to cut off all of their space. Right? Furthermore, you'll notice that I used my right hand here to catch the follower going through this. Now, it's important to understand that this is an opposition moment, not a tandem moment, being that I don't go with my follower here, although this is an option in certain cases. I want to oppose my follower, driving down into the floor to delay my weight transfer. Now, when the stretch has reached its apex, I start the lead by rotating my frame to the left and then picking up the catch with the left hand to post into another stretch.
For the followers, we want to make sure that when we get into that stretch that we're finding the leader's hand, but we're not sending, as we come through here, we want to make sure that we're still over our own foot. I don't want to send a hip and I don't want to send my shoulders because that's going to throw my weight off for my leader. I want to make sure that I'm still into my own weight so that if Kyle was to let go, I'm not going to fall. Okay? I'm still very much in control of my own weight, but I am using him to stretch against.
Right. Going through this, we then did the same thing on the other side, which is your classic slingshot, so taking the left side pass, right, and shortening it to a 4-count increment. So we went 1, 2, 3, 4. What was super important about both these motions, but particularly with the slingshot, was that I, as the leader, want to match the rate of stretch that my follower is going away from me. Right? I don't want to get there too early because it can very quickly feel like a yank or too much of a bounce. Right? We want to control that delayed weight transfer away from each other, from which we redirected through underneath to get it out of there.
For the followers, I want to make sure that my arm doesn't cross my body, that as I'm stretching into that, it doesn't happen so much on the hip catch, but it really does happen on the slingshot, where we're going away from our connection. We want to make sure that wherever that connection is posted, that we want to make sure that we're stretching away from that and we're moving our bodies away from the connection. We're not moving the connection with our arms. We want to make sure that we have that set steady.
Right, and then we sewed both these little movements together to create a nice little pattern. I think Swanson, that's it. Right, where we went from a slingshot, redirected to a hip catch to send out and finish up the pattern.
Yeah.
I think that's all, folks.
Thank you.